Hello, everybody. Welcome,
Hi.
welcome. I had you muted
wow.
for that whole thing. I was
Oh,
like,
good.
Okay.
That's
Moon is
good.
Moon is doing a thing. I am not. I am not.
But could you imagine just starting stream with
I can.
I
That'd be
mean,
funny.
I can imagine it. I just prefer not to.
That's it. This is stream's over. Just
It's over.
That's it.
Yep, we're done.
That-
That's it.
that would have been the true April Fool's prank.
Yeah.
Yep. It had to have been for something extremely long and coveted too, like I don't know,
Yeah.
like
Get
some sort of
everyone
solo leveling release.
involved, just be like hype everything up, and then
Okay.
it's like, all right.
I gotta stop. I gotta do the intro stuff before we get like too off
Too
task.
crazy.
Okay, so 3 videos were uploaded to Fat Dog today. I uploaded them. I edited them. It was a lot of work. Please go show them some love and support and drop a comment, maybe a like or a dislike, and give us your hate in the comments. We don't give a fuck. Just push the
Still
algorithm.
interaction.
Hate us or love us, just leave a comment letting us know how you really feel. We've already had one person leave a hate comment on one of the videos, and it was beautiful because I just got to respond. It's our channel. We do what we want, and then posted a link to the FAQ video as to why it's taking so long to post abridged content. And I don't give a fuck whether somebody does or does not like Toradora. Again, we make and we post what we want. So if you don't like Toradora Abridged, nobody's forcing you to watch Toradora Abridged.
It's
No,
true.
that does sound like
Oh.
a good punishment for comments like that. We just strap you to a chair,
A punishment.
like get the device that keeps your eyes open and just make you do a 24-hour
Either
marathon
that or
of-
do like a
all
hidden link
4
and be like,
episodes.
all right, fine, here you go, next episode of whatever. And then it sends them to Toradora.
It's just it's the next episode, Torador, yeah.
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 Or just the Q&A video.
Because
yeah.
fuck them.
No, I'm seriously pushing the Q&A video. That's gonna be
Fuck
my
'em.
response whenever somebody like talks shit about one of our series or
No, that's fair.
starts asking the same questions over and over. I'm just gonna hit them up,
Mm.
hit them with that. And they're like, or a Rickroll. Nah, I don't want to send a Rickroll to them. Specifically, CJ, the reason why I don't want to send them a Rickroll is because we're giving them. Unless it's something that we put up on the channel that we're using as a troll. Again, bringing me to the April Fool's prank I wanted to do a while back. Yeah, I'd do that. I would do that. Yeah, I'd absolutely do that. It's like, so we heard that you've been looking for the next episode of insert title of a bridge series here. Well, here's where it is. Here's all right. Well, and it's literally instead of the actual song, fuck you.
Yeah, it's just you recording
Fuck you. Like I would do
Oh,
that.
cool. It's
I
like
would
how I sing most songs.
absolutely do
at
We're
shop.
no strangers to hate.
Yeah.
You spread it all, and fuck you,
Yeah.
bitch.
that. No, it still has to. It's still.
No. You like to
Guys,
spread
no.
it, so fuck yourself.
No,
Yeah.
we're no strangers to hate.
Yeah.
You like to troll, and so do I. Yeah.
Oh, that's even better. Yeah.
Yeah.
Richie, I think we need to have a writing session just to make that damn parody.
We can't. We've already got people working on the important parody stuff that we have for our own
No.
series.
Okay.
No, put that for next
To
April
be
Fool's.
fair though, if I pitch that to Calvin, he's gonna want to do it.
And I'm okay with that.
I know. Oh, no. The
Yeah.
next episode of Solo Leveling Abridged, and it's that. Yeah. So we posted
You can-
Moon's review of the second half of Haikyuu Season 2, as well as his final overall thoughts of all of Season 2 of Haikyuu. You will be starting Season 3 on Wednesday. So
Wednesday, yes.
Yep, that's 10 episodes. So he'll probably be able to get the 2 OVA episodes that take place on the
Probably.
yeah, because they're like the same length. They're not longer or anything. They're the same length as regular episodes, and it's just 2 of them. So it's like watching 12 episodes in a sitting, essentially.
Fair.
So there you go. Looks like we got at least 4 more weeks of Haikyuu.
At least.
Yeah, because you got this week for season 3 and the 2 OVA. You'll split season 4 into 2 because it's another 24 episoder, and then
Jeez.
the last week can just be like straight up the movie. You can just watch the movie, and that'll be that.
Fair enough.
Unless for some reason you want to just start the next show right after the movie, in which case, oh god,
Jellyfish at Night, isn't that one?
the
12 or 13
jellyfish can't
episodes?
swim at night. Yeah, that's a 12 episode one.
Yeah, so then I'll just save that all for the next stream.
Yeah.
The reason I started Haikyuu is because I knew it was going to be a big one.
Yeah. Jellyfish can't swim at night. Also, that reminds me. You know what? Fuck it. Before we start reading, let's go ahead and start going over a few things that are important to Moon's list. By the way, either of you, I know that Moon has seen it. Have either of the two of you actually seen the nominees for the Anime Awards this year?
No, I have not.
They are actually pretty deserving, especially Anime of the Year. Every single one of those, I was like, yep, no, I can agree. Any of these win, I'm happy. Also, they changed.
It was just
they
funny
changed
how
it
many
from-
times they showed up.
They finally changed the fantasy genre. They just changed it to straight up isekai. Though, to be fair, there is one in there that I disagree that it's an isekai. 100% hard disagree. Freaking Shangri-La Frontier. It's not an isekai. It's just a gaming series.
It's just a game.
Yeah, literally, he's
That's
still
not-
in his own world. He's not getting transported. He's
Yeah,
not
he can
stuck in the
leave
game.
wherever he wants.
He can log out any freaking time he wants. It's not an isekai. It's not another world.
Oh yeah.
It's
If
a
that's an
gaming
isekai,
anime.
then Bolfari is an isekai, which it's not.
Don't you
He
fucking
can leave whenever he
dare.
wants. I know. I'm just saying. Just like that's no.
They can have
He's
both of
he's
these
literally in a
nuts.
game. It's not like Sword Art where
Yeah,
he's
well,
stuck in there.
Yeah,
technically.
I will barely give Sword Art the isekai treatment. They're like, oh, Sword Art started isekai. No, it fucking didn't. No, it didn't.
I mean, there are plenty
You could
of
argue it
shows where like they
inspired
could.
It,
It
but that's as far as
inspired
I'd let you go.
inspired the genre of isekai because Sword Art in and of itself is not an isekai.
Yeah, because he's technically in the new world of his own accord. Well, not
Yeah,
well, he
well,
was of his own
first
accord,
off-
and then he was
First
stuck
First
there.
off,
Then he was stuck
first off,
there.
he's in a
He
game,
wanted to join.
not in another
Yeah, he's in a
world.
game, and the world.
His
Yeah,
body is still in the same world. So
yeah.
technically,
Then he decides to go back, which is like,
if you
dude,
want to
why?
argue technicality, it's half an isekai because he's
It's half an isekai.
he's like a very confused coffee. He's half and half.
It's just an ise.
It's
That's it.
it's an isekai.
Nah,
but
I
VR.
think it's more of a Kai, honestly.
Okay,
No,
like
I'm
the
sorry.
berry.
Did you like that joke though? It's like a confused coffee, half and half.
Yeah, yeah, I
Eh.
get it.
I
Okay.
specifically like my
Or-
coffee to be confused.
Because we realized there's several series in here that Moon hasn't seen that are up for the Anime Awards, and we
Yes.
realized we should add
Start
those to the
throwing those
list.
on the list.
Mm.
Unfortunately, Dan to Dan is no longer applicable to the list because I already started watching it on my own before Richie
Oh,
had a
I
chance
need
to
to
be
watch
like,
that.
Before
put
I
that
had
on
a
the
chance to
list.
be like, let's add that to the
So,
list.
Unfortunate for that one.
Are you guys
Sorry,
ready
guys.
to hear?
But
Are
it's
you
a good
guys
show.
ready to hear Anime of the Year nominees?
Sure.
Yeah, yeah.
Okay, Dawn to Dawn,
Oh, okay.
of course.
Delicious in
Understandable.
Dungeon.
Oh, that's understandable too.
Oh
Okay.
yeah,
Wait, what's
Freerin.
that one?
Delicious in Dungeon.
Dungeon Meshi. You haven't
Yeah.
seen that
Dungeon
one?
Meshi. Delicious in Dungeon.
haven't seen that?
Yeah.
Dungeon.
It's
and
Oh,
Mesh.
dude,
Hold on.
I think
Yeah,
you'd love it. It's
good.
really good.
If I
It's on
remember correctly,
Netflix.
it's on Netflix. Yeah. Okay.
Dungeon.
Freerin.
Okay, understandable.
Yeah. Kaiju number 8.
Ooh, also understandable. I
Okay.
like that one too.
Keep in mind, this is season 1, not season 2 of this next one. Solo
Uh-huh.
leveling.
Oh,
But still,
I mean,
it
that's
because
like
by the
the
time the
new
Anime Awards
shonen
came
season
out-
right
one,
now. It's not surprising.
season one of solo leveling, not season 2.
Sholo.
Solo leveling.
Uh huh.
Damn it,
Sholo.
Shim.
Sholo,
You've got me
sholo.
saying
Yeah.
solo everywhere. Anyway.
Damn.
Uh,
shame.
And lastly, the Apothecary Diaries.
Oh,
yeah, I
that one's
can
also
see
really
that.
good. All of them really good. and
Oh
all
yeah,
of
I'll
them
go watch
Right?
that one.
pretty much seen.
Right?
Yeah. So I can understand all those are very nice. It's all tasty
Mm-hmm.
meals. So
Okay, so
Ooh. I don't know. I would personally give it to Free Run if it was my decision out of those ones.
here's the funny thing.
But then again,
Funny story, you can vote, and you can vote every day.
oh, cool.
So it is in fact your decision.
I mean that
The
is. But I'm just
power
saying,
is
like
yours.
that is true. But if
Once
I
a
was
day.
just like, if they just asked me and I was like, oh, I'll just pick one, I'm like, okay. And it was
I just say
compared to all the other
Apothecary
votes.
Diaries because that's the only one of those.
That one's really good. That one's
You
really
have
good
not
though
seen
too.
It
Free
is.
Run? My God, you
Free
need
Run's
to
really
watch
good.
I don't
Free
think I
Run.
have.
It's
It's really
to
good.
put it in
It's
perspective,
really fucking good.
it beat my Full Metal Alchemist Brotherhood in my anime list, which is like
for a
insane.
couple days.
Yeah, but still,
Oh,
but
okay.
it knocked it off for a bit, which is like holy shit.
For real,
I just
so
haven't
did-
been watching anime
Fruits Basket
recently.
2019 and Oshinoko.
It's really good. It's really short too.
Yeah.
The Free Run is at
Oh,
least.
Shinoko,
no,
I've
it's not. No,
watched.
it's not. It's 24 episodes long. It's not short.
Oh yeah, you're right.
It feels kind of short, just because there's
does.
kind of a lot that does happen. So
That is
yeah.
true. I think it just went by for me because I was just like half crying, so it's fine. Don't worry about it.
True, true. You're watching it through your tears for a lot of it.
Oh my god, dude! Even episode 1 was just like, ow,
Why? I don't want to
why?
jump into this ship. Why am I jumping? Why am I fastening my seatbelt into this?
I wasn't expecting it to like emotionally dick punch me on episode
In
1.
episode 1.
Yeah, it's
Oh,
pretty.
no.
It's good. It's good. I would still watch it. It's still really good, but it's like, wah. It hits even harder when, especially if you have like, what was it?
Okay, so
Well, anyway,
out of these
took off.
shows, I think at the moment, Delicious in Dungeon and Kaiju Number 8 are the two you have not watched. Correct?
Both really good.
Yeah, I've seen neither of those.
Okay, Kaiju Number 8 is on there. I don't know if Delicious in Dungeon is. Let me look. Nope, it's not.
I think that's a
Okay.
Netflix only. Yeah.
That is Delicious
Tasty.
in.
Oh, I've definitely seen the characters from these shows. Okay.
Yeah,
I
there's-
now kind of now
Okay.
know where they're from.
So it has been
Yeah.
updated. Delicious.
It's
in
very good.
Dungeon Has been updated. Okay.
It's very
Film
funny
of
as
the
well.
Film of the year, I voted for Haikyuu the Dumpster Battle because I haven't seen any of the others. But
Oh, they had a film section as well.
yeah, film of the year: Haikyuu the Dumpster Battle, Look Back, Mononoke the movie, The Phantom in the Rain, My Hero Academia, You're Next, Spy Family, Code White, and The Colors Within. Now, on
I've only
to
heard of like
best
half that list.
Best continuing series: Bleach, Thousand Year Blood War, The Conflict, or basically Thousand Year Blood War Part 3. Demon Slayer, Hashira Training Arc, My Hero Academia Season 7, One Piece, Oshinoko Season 2, and Spy Family Season 2. Out of all of these, honestly, best continuing, I think, is honestly Oshinoko, but that's just me. Anyhow, best new series. Boy, is all of this going to sound familiar. Best new series: Dawn to Dawn, Delicious in Dungeon, Free Rin, Kaiju Number 8, Solo Leveling, Apothecary Diaries.
So
You're
Wow.
going to
basically
catch
all
a
the
lot of this. You're going to catch
You
a
got
lot
Dawn
of
to
these.
Dawn in there.
It was in the anime of the year too. Okay,
Oh,
best
okay. I
original
thought it was.
anime: Buchigiri, Girls Band Cry, Jellyfish Can't Swim at Night, Metallic Rouge,
okay.
Ninja Kamui, and the Train to the End of the World, which I heard was really cute. Okay, best animation. Boy, is this one gonna sound familiar. With the exception of one, it's pretty much all the same. Dawn to Dawn, Delicious in Dungeon. Then we get Demon Slayer Hashira Training Arc, which is the odd one out. Free Rin, Kaiju Number 8, Solo Leveling. Best character design: Dawn to Dawn, Delicious in Dungeon, Demon Slayer Hashira Training Arc, Free Rin, Kaiju Number 8, Apothecary Diaries. So
Okay.
no solo leveling in this one. They swap solo leveling for Apothecary Diaries for best character design. Best director. All right, so I'm just gonna name the ones: Dawn to Dawn, Demon Slayer, Free Rin. Oh God, Delicious in Dungeon, Apothecary Diaries. I don't know what this. Oh, Oh, yeah. The One Piece fan letter thing. That one got best background art. Don to Don, Delicious in Dungeon, Hashira Training Art, Demon Slayer, Freerin, Pluto, and the Apothecary Diaries.
Art Pluto was pretty good. I haven't
Mhm.
seen it though.
Best
My friend really
romance.
likes that one.
Best romance. A Sign of Affection, Blue Box, Machine, Rodman One Half, Scott Pilgrim Takes Off, and The Dangers in My Heart Season 2.
That one counts. Not the last one, but Scott Pilgrim counts.
Yeah, that's what
Interesting.
I'm saying. Blue
Huh.
Box is the one I chose. Best comedy: Delicious in Dungeon, Konosuba Season 3, Mashal, Magic and Muscles Season 2, My Dear Friend Nokotan, Ramen One Half, and Spy Family Season 2.
Interesting.
Best action:
Nokotan in
1000 Year
there.
Blood War Part 3, Dawn to Dawn, Demon Slayer, Hashira Training Arc, Kaiju number 8, Solo Leveling, and surprise, surprise, this is its only mention, but in best action, it makes sense. Windbreaker. If you know, you know. No, it had
swear, I like some of
really
these
good.
names.
It had really good fight animation. All
I'm
right,
sorry,
here
what
we
was
go.
it called again?
Naming's terrible. but...
Not. All right, best isekai anime. It's called Bofuri. That's really what it's
Both of
called.
these nuts.
There we go.
Yeah,
There we
see?
go.
See?
Our brains are on the same one.
It just gets
All right.
worse.
Best isekai anime: Konosuba Season 3, Mushoku
Mhm.
Tensei Season 2, Core 2. So
Oh,
this is the part.
interesting.
This is the part with all the Paul stuff in the back half. So it's the
Oh,
marriage, the buying the house, all that stuff, all the way to the end with the Paul
The
stuff.
prequel.
That's Season 2, Part 2. All right, ReZero Season 3, Shangri-La Frontier Season 2, which I don't know why that counts.
Ooh.
Suicide Squad Isekai, and Slime Season 3.
interesting.
Best
Forgot
drama.
about the Suicide Squad isekai.
Yeah. Best drama: A Sign of Affection, Dead Demons, Dead Construction, or Destruction rather. Freerin, Oshinoko Season 2, Pluto, and Apothecary Diaries. Which,
Yeah.
by the way, which of these? I think Shangri-La Frontier is already on there. I know you've watched Mushoku Tensei. Yeah, Slime.
What you
I
wanna
think you're
be?
good on all that stuff. All right. Next,
Mhm.
best slice of life: Laid Back Camp Season 3,
Mhm.
Makioine, Too Many Losing Heroines, Mr. Villain's Day Off, My Dear Friend Nokotan, Sound Euphonium 3, and The Dangers in My Heart Season 2. Best main character: Freerin, Kafka from Kafka, the main from Kaiju number 8. Momo. This one's gonna be
Mao
a
Mao.
little. No, this is not Mao Mao. Nope, this is Momo.
Nope.
No,
Not Apothecary Diaries?
no, this is Momo
Okay,
from
never mind then.
Don to Don. Okurin
Yeah.
Yeah, never
from
mind.
Don to Don. Mao Mao from Apothecary Diaries, and then Jinu Sung from Solo Leveling.
Mhm.
Yeah, I know what I'm reading, my guy. You had two
I'll-
characters. You
I
had two characters
wasn't
from
sure.
Kaiju, from Don to Don show up. And this time around, we got two. We got two from. We got two from Freerin. So we best supporting character: Fern and Himmel
Huh.
from Freerin, Genchi from Apothecary Diaries, Seiko from Don to Don. Although we have two from Don to Don as well. Senshi from Delicious in Dungeon, and Turbo Granny from Don to Don. Must protect at all costs character. Anya Forger.
Yeah.
Freerin.
Fair.
Again, no. Freerin doesn't need
Freerin
help.
doesn't need
She-
protecting.
Yeah, exactly.
She's fine.
No, she helps from herself.
Okarun from Don to Don. Senshi from Delicious in Dungeon.
Senshi also doesn't need protection either, but it's fine.
Tokiyuki Hojo from Cloverworks. Yeah, but if I was going to protect anybody, it'd be the fucking cook.
That's fair.
True.
And,
love Senshi.
Yuki Itose. I don't know what
Ichi
anime
knows.
that's from. All right. Best anime song. Abyss from the opening for Kaiju number 8, Bling Bang Bang
Oh,
Born.
that one's cool. Yeah.
Bling Bang Bang Born from Mashal, season 2.
Yep.
Fatale from season 2 of Oshinoko. Level from season 1 of Solo Leveling. Otonoke from freaking Dandadan.
Dun.
And
Mhm.
The Brave from Freerin.
Is that the ending or is that the opening?
No, that's
Remember?
just song in general.
Oh, gotcha.
Best score: Thousand Year Blood
Mm.
War, Don to Don, Demon Slayer, Freerin, Look Back, and Solo Leveling. Best opening sequence. Here you go: Abyss, Bling Bang Bang Born, Fatale, Level, Otonoke, and Us. So basically, Kaiju number 8, Mashal, Oshinoko season 2, season 1 of Solo Leveling, Don to Don, and out of nowhere, One Piece.
Oh, hi.
Yeah.
Yep, just
Best-
It's back, baby.
Best
It
ending
still exists.
sequence.
It's the legend.
Yeah.
Best ending sequence. Antanante from Ranma 1/2, Burning from Don to Don. What's this? Okay. Kamakura Style from... Oh, no. Burning is from Oshinoko. Apologies. And then
Cool.
Kamakura Style is from The Elusive Samurai. Nobody by Production IG... Or Nobody, the ending theme for Kaiju number 8, which, ironically, One Republic did that, and I thought it was actually spot on.
Really? Huh.
Yep. Request
Huh.
from Solo Leveling, and then Tadaida from Don to Don.
Hmm.
Best
Okay.
voice artist performance for Japanese. Aoyuki as Mao Mao in Apothecary Diaries. Atsumi Tenezaki as Freerin for Freerin. Kenichi Suzumura from Bravern. Shion Wakayama as Momo from Don to Don. Sayaki Simbongi as Marcel from Delicious in Dungeon. Yep. And
Yeah.
then finally Natsuki Hanai as Okurun from Don to Don. And then lastly, Best Voice Artist Performance English. AJ Beckles as Okurun in Don to Don. Alex Lee as Sung Jinu in Solo Leveling.
Oh,
Yeah.
I like him.
Jesse
Alex
James Greel as Armin
Mhm.
in the Attack on Titan final season, the final chapter special 2. They had to get one Attack on Titan in there somehow. It's a series that will not die,
Mm.
no matter how many times I slash its neck. Mallory Roddick as Freerin in, obviously, Freerin. Sarah Natachini as Alia, and Alia sometimes hides her feeling in Russian.
Then her sister is a chinny. Huh.
And Sungwon Cho as Senshi from Delicious in Dungeon.
Yeah,
There you
okay.
go. That's... I think the only thing that ended up happening is we added Delicious in Dungeon.
It's a very good
basically
show.
it.
Mm-hmm.
Yeah.
And very good manga. Extremely good manga.
All right.
Ugh.
So, let's go ahead and get started on reading because it's been 47 minutes and we haven't done anything. All right.
Right. No, I mean it's fine. It's more anime award stuff and whatnot. That's
We talked about this yesterday,
Meh.
but like I went through it
Meh.
again for some stupid reason. Anyway, please go ahead and get started on the reading.
1 second. All right. Chapter 5. Abrupt Approach. Spring came, then summer. Time passed quickly, and soon it had been a year since I first came to Rowenburg. I was sufficiently well known here now. People would speak of Quagmire Rudius, even in small nearby villages. And yet, I had not heard anything of Zenith. Even so, I stayed in Rowansburg rather than move on to the next city. Good work again today. Good work! Nice job! Today, I was raising my glass in cheers with the members of Count Era once again. I had to change the page here, it was being weird. You saved our backsides again! That's our quagmire. No, I was only able to do so as much as I did because of how skilled you all are, I insisted. There you go again, being all humble. Come now, come on. You were amazing enough to go into a forest at night all by yourself. Since that incident, I'd increasingly spent my time working alongside Counter Arrow. It was no coincidence that they rather deliberate and invited me on quests now. Initially, I thought it was a quirk of good timing, but they were always there when I showed up at the Adventurers Guild and always invited me along. Even someone as thick-headed as me eventually realized it was intentional. Inevitably, that meant I went on fewer and fewer quests with other parties. Okay, hold on. Moon, are you sure you didn't read this already? I feel like we read through this.
I think we did. Now that you're
I was told
asking.
chapter 5.
Yeah, so I think we're
And
actually
I-
on chapter 6.
Yeah, no, we read through this already once. Yeah, because you talked about the Rudius has already gone through his
My bad.
Yeah,
I
yeah.
thought
Erectile
we've already.
dysfunction.
Yeah.
It's
'cause-
been 2 weeks, so wherever the thing was at was where I thought we were.
Yeah, it's
Yeah,
fine.
oh,
it's fine.
yeah, that's fair. All right, hold on. Give me a second. Let me get to the next chapter
Oh
here.
no, you're right. You're
Yes,
right.
I'm
It's
running-
the impotent.
Okay.
Impotent magician.
Impotent magician. Got it.
That's
I
where-
went into the bathroom.
Okay. Somehow, some way, I ended up on the chapter.
Oh
before.
God, I get this one. Oh boy,
Yeah,
here we
Good
go.
luck.
Oh no. All right. 50 minutes into the stream, we now start the actual reading. All right. Second. There we go. An hour later, I had emptied that flask. I made my stumbling way outside and went into a random bar. I then immediately sat myself down at the counter and ordered, Master, give me the strongest alcohol you have here. For a kid? We don't have. He started to object, but his expression turned to one of surprise when I plucked an Assyrian gold coin from my pocket and deposited it onto the counter. The surprise was soon replaced by disgust as he immediately reached for a bottle on the shelf behind him and set it down in front of me. Why keep me waiting when you have what I asked for? I thought sourly. I drank straight from the bottle, hoisting it, throwing my head back, and gulping it all down. I'd never drunk alcohol like this, but it felt surprisingly good. My head was spinning around and around. Acute alcohol poisoning? Who cares about that? It would be a dream come true if I died feeling this good. Hey, old man, one more. Give me something to munch on too. Hey, you shouldn't be drinking like that. Lay off! Hurry up and bring me the booze! I snapped back, so the barkeep just shrugged and provided me the next bottle. This sure brings back memories. This is exactly how things were in my previous life. I'd lash out in anger, and my mom and dad, terrified, would do exactly what I asked. After living in this world for so many years and coming this far, here I was repeating history again. Damn it. Damn it! I took another swig. The alcohol here was fiery hot going down and strong enough to make your tongue hurt. The taste didn't matter, though. The more I drank, the less I felt the biting cold that had iced me over inside. The snacks the barkeep supplied were just beans. Roasted beans. Specifically, what were they called again? I'd eat them several times, but I couldn't remember. Whatever. I could just call them beans after all. This town had little else beside beans. Oh, huh? What's this? As I was greedily popping these beans into my mouth and chasing them down with alcohol, I heard a voice behind me. Well, if it ain't Quagmire. It's unusual, you know, for you to come drink here at a bar we frequent all the time. But hey, you'll ruin the booze if you stay here, so get out. You listening to me? Hey, look at me. I'm talking to you. Sodat came and plopped himself down on the stool beside me. I looked over. He wore the same malicious, mocking expression he always did. What the hell is wrong with you in that depressing look on your face? Let me guess. Something awful happened? Not surprising. Not that it matters. You always like this, aren't you? Whenever something doesn't go your way, you run and run and run. Smile like a complete moron and wait for those around you to comfort you, right? That's exactly what... His face had gotten too close, so I set my fist into it. Soda went reeling off the chair from the impact and landed square on his ass, though he immediately hopped back on his feet. You little shit! I jumped off the stool and grabbed him by the collar. What are you getting pissed off about? You're the one always picking fights with me. That's exactly what you wanted. This is exactly what you... Oh, wait, hold on. What are you getting pissed off about? You're the one always picking fights with me. This is exactly what you want, isn't it? You... I punched him again. Sodat didn't defend himself, nor did he try to avoid it. He just took my fist right to his face and stumbled a few steps. What's wrong with smiling like a moron? Another punch. If I could be like you, I could just disbar and belittle other people while boasting about my old achievements, even as people resented me and my heart filled with jealousy as they all began to hate me and turn away. If I could go through all that and still have your kind of attitude, I would. I continued. I don't want people to hate me. That's why I smile like that. What bothers you so much about that, huh? The words just kept coming out. Why do they all leave? Just stay with me. I don't care if it's a lie. Smile for me. It hurts when you're cruel to me. I couldn't restrain myself. Whatever. It's all ruined. It's all over for me. Besides, what the hell is your problem? You don't know a thing about me, and yet you're always taking pot shots at me. Who are you calling a hothead lone wolf and half-assed anyway? What's wrong with running away when things get tough? I kept going on. Go ahead and come at me. Punch me. Do whatever you like. Then, when I'm sprawled on the floor, you can look down at me and laugh. You're probably stronger than me anyway. I rained punch after punch down at him as I blowed that rant. The others in the bar began to jeer at us, saying, "It's a fight! Give it to him!" Yet Soda didn't move. Surely he could have reacted to my attacks, but instead he continued to let my alcohol-added body take limp swings at him. Gradually, the voices around us died down. The only thing left, once I had exhausted myself and sunk to the floor, was the sound of me choking out a sob. Hey, Soda, don't pick on the kid too much. Right. Everyone in the bar, including the members of Stepped Leader who were drinking at the back, and even Soda himself, were all completely dumbfounded at what he stared at me, or as they stared at me. Get the water. Sorry, it was my bad. I screwed up. Maybe you really do have it worse than everyone else. Don't cry. I'm sure good things await you in the future. What the hell would you know? I spat back. Well, drink up. Then you can tell me about it. Maybe then we can figure something out. Or you can at least get it off your chest. So dry those tears, he said, smacking me on the shoulder. And then, somehow, before I even realized what was happening, Sodat and I were drinking together. So basically, you couldn't get it up with a girl, or you couldn't get it up, and the girl dumped you, huh? What? Were you trying to make fun of me? I asked accusedly. Nah, not at all. It's just important when you're feeling down to figure out what exactly caused it. I guess so. To my surprise, Sodak quietly listened to me as I sobbed and recounted what happened. He even kept the other members of Stepladder at a distance and led me to the corner of the counter where it was just the two of us. So, Mr. Sodat, what really he had me so terribly upset was, just loosen up, he interjected. Huh? Just a moment ago, you were talking like a normal person. You don't gotta put up a mask by speaking all stiff and formal. You're just lying to yourself when you do that, Sodat explained. All right. You keep lying to yourself like it's a poison that builds. It's fine to be polite, but be yourself. Considering the last year, maybe he had a point. So what got me down so bad was actually something that happened before this. There was this girl I liked. Yeah? A lot happened, and, well, we did. I mean, you know, it was the first time for both of us. Well, everyone's got it first. I continued. When I woke up, she was gone. I'd already set off on some trip. So she cast you aside, huh? Cast me aside? Truth of those words were like a blade that, page turn, stabbed me in the throat. Fresh tears came bubbling into my eyes, and my hand trembled as I held my cup. Another sob sipping out. Did I drink to that? Ah. I said quit the tears, quit the tears. Anyway, if you're crying about it, that must be the source of your problem. You've been holding on to that this whole time, and it's what's got you where you are now, okay? Got you now. Okay. I get what happened. Now come on. Bottoms up. Drink back those tears, he said, pouring more of the expensive liquor into my cup. I threw my head back and guzzled it. Stomach felt completely numb. I had no sense of just how much I drunk. Through my tears were beginning to subside. Why did Eris leave me? Why? Ah, so her name's Eris, eh? She's a cruel woman. But you can't waste time wondering what the reason is behind a woman's every move. Women are like cats. We're more like dogs. There's no way dogs and cats can understand what the other's thinking, right? But still, why? For what reason? Based on my experience, when a woman suddenly disappears like that, it's because you screwed up something immediately before that. They suddenly get all pissy and go off on their own, saying they don't care anymore. Something I did immediately before? Something I did immediately before. I echoed, thinking there was one thing that came to mind. So I guess I really did suck in bed. Best not come to your own conclusions about what got her so riled up. Whatever you come up with is probably going to be wrong. So be careful with that. If you apologize thinking that's it, they'll get pissed at you and yell, "I'm not even upset about that." I don't even know where she is, so I can't apologize, I confessed. Yeah, I get that. I do. Sodat drained the rest of his cup. After he sat it back down, he drew his thumb over the edge, wiping away the beads of liquor there. After looking contemplatively for a few moments, he mumbled, "Just gonna be depressing if you keep going like this." Those words perfectly captured my feelings. Sodat's expression hadn't changed. He still had that look of utter resentment at the world, that sarcastic, mocking expression. Still, that was just his face. His eyes were looking right at me, and his words were sincere. "Let's fix it," he finally said. "But how?" "Not a clue." He shook his head and continued. "But if that is the source of your problem, you'd gotta override it with the same thing." Override it with sex. Sex. However, meant that I would have to use the very thing that wasn't standing up for me right now, though. Right? Fixing it would require the very thing that broke that it was fixing it would require the very thing that was broken to temporarily return to working order. Is that possible? Or isn't that impossible? You've only done it once, yeah? Yeah? Then who knows? Listen up. Finding pleasure doesn't necessarily mean you gotta stick it in a hole. I kind of understand what he's getting at. Certainly, he was right. Adult videos couldn't be 2 hours long if not, and they would be so many kinds of them out there. What do you propose then? I asked. Leave it to a pro. At Sodat's suggestion, we headed off to Rosenberg's Pleasure District. It was my first time here, and indeed my first time stepping into any red light district at all. More precisely, I deliberately avoided it coming near this place. The sun had already faded in the sky, the brothels were all lit up, and a respectable number of people wandered the streets around them. The majority of these people were men, but there were also a sizable number of women. Most of them were there to work, but from what I overheard, some were also here as customers looking for men. All of them wore such heavy makeup that it was difficult for me to discern one from the other. No, the women beneath the ears puffed on what resembled cigarettes, were unmistakably employed here. They wore suggestive clothing with their breasts exposed. I could tell by the way they were glancing over at me. No, at Sodat, that they were trying to attract customers. This is my first time in a place like this, I confided. I know. Well, what kind of girl should I pick? Nah, you don't have to pick someone from here. These girls, to put it bluntly, are the kind that just lie there if you pay them. I'm fine with that, but you're not like me. Oh, okay. So even prostitutes have varying skill levels and services, huh? And the low-ranked ones were, in every sense of the word, selling only their bodies. That definitely wasn't the kind of partner I was looking for. We're going somewhere a little more special, declared Sodat. Oh, special, huh? Well, I say special, but there's a lot of variety to be had. There are places that'll let you do things run-of-the-mill brothel wouldn't. And that kind of let's go on, water. And the kind that'll satisfy whatever secret fetishes you got. And there's even more crooked establishments out there, places where people refuse to talk about. More unscrupulous than the ones he mentioned? I felt like I had only had the vaguest idea what he was talking about. For now, we're just going to your standard brothel, a place with skilled professionals that'll use techniques you've never seen before. It'll really knock your socks off. Just hearing about it was enough to get me excited. I'd never been in such a place before, not even in my previous life. I'd been interested even back then, but had been been the type to haughtily claim that only idiots went in such places. I was young and foolish. Right now, in contrast, all I felt was anticipation. But my buddy between my legs didn't seem to agree. Sodat, sir, have you been to these kind of places a lot? Drop the sir, and, well, yeah, I'm a man, why not? But don't you have a woman in your party? That's against the rules of our party. Rather, amongst our clan. Parties are just a gathering of adventurers based on their skills. The rule is, if a man and a woman in a party are discovered to be in a relationship, they're driven out of the clan. Oh, okay. In an online game I played in my previous life, we'd had problems with romantic relationships. Players would meet offline, start dating, and then things would get awkward for the entire guild when the relationship turned sour. We also had trolls who were just there to make trouble. This, however, was a different world. No one had an avatar to hide behind, and the fallout of relationship drama could endanger adventurers' lives. That was probably why there was such a strict rule against it, particularly in sizable clans. But still, I protested. Being in a life and death situation for days on end just naturally creates those kind of bonds between men and women. It does, Sodat agreed. That's why we're so strict about replacing members. If a leader senses those kind of feelings between two people, they're asked to leave immediately. But you've been with them for so long. What happens to your teammates when you suddenly bring a new person in? Well, we just reworked the basic battle guidelines administered by the clan, and a little practice does the rest. It still takes a bit of time, but that's why leaders like me are proactive about putting forward recommendations for new members. Anyway, we're here. Sodat stopped in his tracks. Come on, follow me. Before us was Before us was a building, bewitching with its red paint and lit bonfires. It looked too intimidating to enter. I would normally never approach such a place, let alone go inside. Yet, as I hurried after Sodat, I find myself crossing the threshold with no problem. I used to wonder how someone as unpleasant as Sodat could lead an adventurer's party, but now I could kinda get it. He was strangely easy to follow, somewhat like Suzanne. You could either trust you can trust either of them to lead you places. Don't act so nervous. Oh, you got money, right? I think I have enough. There was something at the entrance resembling a list of available options, and I confirmed that the cash in my wallet was more than enough to pay for the most expensive option they offered. You've been saving all your money, right? Then you should be fine, at least for a night. You'll be screwed if you get hooked and start coming back every night. When we entered, we were greeted by a rainbow of colors with elegant unholstery that stretched as far as the eye could see. To our right was a counter, and to our left was about 6 women in dresses, all seated. Instead of the gaudy makeup of their peers standing outside, they wore only enough to articulate their natural beauty, making them look both making them look both bleh, making them look both seductive and sensual. This was likely one of their many skills. At a glance, I could tell their dresses and the furniture were expensive stuff. Luxury prostitutes, as their name implied, gave off a sense of grandeur. Those are some amazing dresses, I commented. Yeah, apparently they're imports from the Asura kingdom. They're dresses made for real nobility, but merchants avoid taxes and sell them at a decent price by transporting them to separate pieces, and then people sell them together. You're awfully knowledgeable about that. Heard about it the last time I came here. The leader of the Remat clan, or the leader of the Remat chain, Silent, came up with the idea. That's how Remat got so big recently. Oh, wow. This was definitely of interest to me, but I didn't have the time or money for it right now. Sodat made a beeline for the counter and rested his elbow on it. Yo. My, if this isn't Lord Sodat. Welcome to our humble establishment. Ah, but I regret to inform you that your preferred companion is currently booked full. I'm just here to drink tonight. But it's my buddy's first time here. So could you explain how things work? He backed away from the counter and pushed me forward. I stepped forward towards the receptionist as bidden. The person on the other side of the counter was an elegant man, oops, with a pleasant smile. That's embarrassing from earlier. And thought I clearly looked like a child in his eyes. He still regarded me with the utmost courtesy. Fuck, I'm going with the voice. A pleasure to make your acquaintance, he said. Allow me to extend my gratitude to you for choosing to visit our establishment, the Blue Rose Palace, today. I am the manager of this place, Profen. Oh, nice to meet you. I'm Rudius Greyrat. Ah, you're Quagmire, Rudius. I've heard rumors of you for quite some time now. What kind of rumors? Part of me wanted to know what the other part didn't. Lord Sodat mentioned that it's your first time here. If I may ask, does that mean it will also be your first time ever? Oh, no, it's not. I shook my head. Very well, then. I shall explain to you how our system works. And he laid it out. Well, before that, water. First, you would pick from one of the girls waiting in the chairs. Next, price was determined based on the itinerary you selected. Itineraries had a bunch of different options, and anything that wasn't listed was simply off the table. I just realized I'm doing it in the manager's feminine voice. Whatever. You would be handed a list of what was permeable and what wasn't, of course. But typically, a patron didn't have to fuss too much over the specifics. The escorts had already memorized everything on the list. Once you've chosen, you would enter one of the baths to clean up, and then be guided to a room. Then, the woman you had chosen would join you, and the two of you would be alone together to do whatever you wanted. As long as what you wanted was on the list, she would oblige you. If you proposed something not on the list, she would refuse, and that would be that. That said, if you really had something your heart set on not on the list, you might be able to negotiate for inclusion at the cost of an additional fee. Of course, the establishment had numerous methods at their disposal to make sure you ponied up. You paid 70% up front and 30% plus any fees after. So, who do you pick? Oh, oops, that's Sodat. So, who do you pick? On Sodat's recommendation, I picked the most expensive itinerary available and quickly settled the first half of the bill. This would allow me to try a variety of different methods to resolve my problem. After that, I sized up the women who were waiting. Since I was a paying customer, I was allowed to take a closer look. Look, he'd even feel them up if I wanted. There were a variety of escorts available, both young and old ones alike. Each wore a dazzling smile as I approached, smiles so seductive that I might have fallen for their wearers if we encountered fuck, why can't I read? Each wore a dazzling smile as I approached, smiles so seductive that I might have fallen for their wearers if we encountered each other literally anywhere but here. 4 of the seats were empty, which probably meant those girls were already seeing other customers. Even so, I felt a bit uncomfortable feeling up someone who was smiling at me. So, I guess I'll go with her. The girl I picked was the second from the left. She looked just a bit shy of 20 and was a tad shorter than me. She had sizable breasts, a tight waist, and a round ass. Her facial features looked Assyrian, with elongated eyes that slanted down slightly. She had a confident air about her, and reddish curly hair that was set in waves. In other words, her physical appearance resembled Eris.
I'm Elise. It's a pleasure to be in your It's a pleasure to be your company.
Even her name sounded similar. No, it probably wasn't really her. It probably wasn't her real name anyway.
Might I request your name, my lord?
Oh, Rudy's. Rudius Greyrat. She looked shocked for a moment, but then her lips creased.
Well then, Lord Rudius, I look forward to serving you today. Serving you.
Ellis wore an enchanting smile on her face as she quickly turned on her heel and disappeared into another room. Well, good luck, said Sodat. I'll come back for you when your time is up. Oh, okay. Once he said that, Sodat selected the furthest girl to the right and disappeared somewhere else. I felt suddenly helpless now, and I was alone.
This way to the bath. Please feel free to take your time cleaning up, as it doesn't count towards your allotted time with your companion.
I brushed away the feeling of loneliness and followed the guide, wandering deeper into the building. The bathing area included a tub overflowing with warm water and two girls wearing what amounted to bathing suits. They were quite young, too, flat-chested and lacking the body of a mature woman's figure. The two of them slightly said about watching me. Perhaps these girls were apprentices. Not yet old enough to take customers, but merely learning the skills as potential candidates to become escorts themselves. They were scrubbing every inch of my body. And when I said they cleaned every inch, I meant it. They brushed my teeth and polished me until I sparkled. Were my lower half in a proper state, my comrade at arms would have surely stood at attention and saluted the heavens. However, as always, he was completely silent. He checked out with Eris a long time ago. Sadly. Once I had donned the underwear and shirt they provided, putting my clothes and valuables in a basket they'd given me, I was told to go to room 5. I left the bath through a different door than the one I entered, then took a narrow hallway to arrive at the designated room. With the number clearly written on the door, it was easy to spot. Rooms after door 6 were upstairs. I timidly opened the door. Just the thought that there was a girl waiting on the other side, willing to do anything within the rules of this establishment, got me excited. And yet, my precious partner down there remained uninterested. Pardon me, I automatically said as I stepped in. It was a dark room. It was dark in the room. The only light came from a number of and some candles on the what?
Candelabras?
Candle, like, it was almost like candle in a, like, algebra, like, fused together. It was a weird one. Hold on.
Oh.
Yeah, that should be the
And-
word candelabra.
Yeah.
Candelabra, yeah, that's right. It's weird.
I was going to
I've
say
never heard-
it's candelabra. You've never heard of a candelabra?
Candelabra.
Google it.
Nope.
Google candelabra.
All right, I will. I'm
Yeah.
going to it right now. Literally interrupt the whole thing.
Then you'll be like,
Educate
oh,
yourself.
that's what that's called.
Mm-hmm.
Educate.
Oh, so there's just interesting.
Yeah.
Oh, so it's the thing that holds all the candles and like the things. Like the one guy from the one inanimate object come to life in the Beauty and the Beast.
Yeah.
Yeah.
Oh, I never knew that. I never actually put a name the name to the face, as it were.
You just thought it was a candlestick? That's just what it was called, was candlestick?
Pretty much.
No, his name was Candlejack.
Candlejack.
It's been
I don't know
so
who
long
you're
since I
talking
watched
about.
that movie.
You understand.
Hey, watch your candles, Jack.
I'm gonna
Stop
need some
saying
more
Candlejack. Oh no.
Don't say
You don't
that.
even get the chance to say you. Oh no! You
don't
just go.
say
If
it.
you mention
Don't say
Candlejack, you
what?
just.
Don't say it. What? Don't say Candlejack?
Yeah. That.
You said it.
You know the thing from F Troop where he's like, I'm not wearing a dress. You're putting on this dress. I'm not wearing this dress. And then he's wearing the dress. Oh, I love that bit. Oh man, good old Freakazoid, man. Good old Freakazoid.
Mhm.
Alright,
It's been a
anyway,
long time since I've seen that show.
man, we need
They
more.
called me
I don't even think
insane,
I have seen it.
mad, Wendell.
Wendell.
One of
Yeah.
the best things Tim Curry ever did was that character.
Yeah.
Which character? Wendell?
I saw that hand motion. You think I've got a clock in my head, don't you?
Yeah.
I don't know, man.
There's clips of
the
him
one
saying,
place that capitalism can't reach. Spice.
Spice. Yeah.
Right.
I'm escaping to the
Oh,
one
yeah.
place
I forgot
that
about that
hasn't been
one.
corrupted by capitalism.
Spies.
I was gonna
Spice.
like,
Oh,
I was
God
gonna
damn it.
say like the one place capitalism can't reach. Russia?
Spice.
No, Spice.
Yeah, because it sounds like he's
You have to
saying
look up, too.
spice. It's
Yeah.
spice.
Well, I love that clip because like you can tell that he's not keeping it together very well.
Yeah.
Oh, yeah.
I fucking
Does that
He's
fucking
smiling
grin.
so big, it's like he wants to laugh. You could see it.
Yeah,
Yeah, it
he's
just-
having
it
a
makes me
ball
laugh.
with it. He's having a ball with it. All right,
He makes me
continuing
laugh.
on with the candelabra. By the
Yeah.
way,
Yeah,
the
yeah,
way-
yeah. Seriously, we got a girl here. We gotta
by the way,
this.
by the way,
we paid good
by
money
the way,
for it.
Sonic. By the way, Sonic, did you
Mhm.
did you finally remember the candle's name in Beauty and the Beast?
Candle Jack, right?
No.
No. Candlejack is Freakazoid.
Yeah.
Oh, the candle bra, whatever.
Yeah, the fucking August. You don't know that guy?
The August.
You don't know his name?
His name, I believe, literally translates to light.
Yeah.
Yeah.
Lumiere.
It's been like I said, it's been so long since I've watched Beauty and the Beast. I don't remember any. I don't know any of those characters'
Fair.
Do
names.
you at least know? Do
Fair.
you at least know the main villain's name? Please tell me you know at least the name's villain's name.
I'm gonna say the same thing I just said. Don't make me repeat it a fourth time.
No one cleans like Gaston, quarantines like Gaston. No one
Yeah.
stops spreading COVID-19 like Gaston.
I was gonna say if you didn't know the name Gaston, I'd be a little sad.
Yeah.
Like I failed you.
For there's
Fucking
no
love that.
one in
You
town
should
half as
failed. You'll get 'em next
cleanly,
time.
perfect a scrub and it's gone. You can ask Jack, Tom, Nancy, and Henry, and they'll tell you whose scrubs they prefer he put on. Dude, I had a whole quarantine thing to guest on. It's beautiful.
And you probably had enough time.
I
to
do
write
remember
it.
that. I do know you had that. Yeah.
Back in, I did it back in 2020, dude. Nobody,
Back in
nobody, back in my day,
2020.
but I did it. I
Back in
did.
my day of COVID.
Back in my day, 5 years ago. Anyway, all right, going back,
Yeah.
back
Mhm.
to it.
Yeah, seriously. Sorry, Elise is here. Just waiting. In that dim light was a
It was a cannoli.
cannoli. I almost
Candelabra.
cannoli too. Like, why did I always say canopy bed?
Okay.
In that dim light was a canopy bed. Elise stood at its edge, dressed in sheer clothing. I've been waiting for you, Lord Rudius. Please, come this way. She smiled softly as she approached me, taking my arm. Elise was clearly different from Sarah. With the way her prominent chest pressed against my arm, my heart drummed furiously. Shall we begin immediately? Or would you prefer a bit of conversation first? It seems you're nervous. In that case, why don't we chat a bit? Don't worry, the night's still young. There's no need to rush. Ah, so this was a professional. It was easy to tell by the way she conducted herself and spoke as she settled beside me on the bed. With practiced hand, she took a bottle of alcohol from the table and poured it into one of the provided cups. Would you like to have a drink? She asked. Yes, I would. Persuaded by her offer, I drained the glass dry. For a moment, I wondered if she wouldn't join me, but then I remembered seeing it written at the entrance that companions wouldn't drink. There was a warning that if a patron insisted their companion join them, her skills might be dulled and her words less filtered due to her inebriation. So I would drink alone for now. The walk here had sobered me up from earlier. What happened after this would be essential So I needed the influence of alcohol to help me help me along.
These sweets are from the Azura Kingdom. Would you like some?
Yeah. When I did as Elise suggested and ate one, she giggled.
I heard of you before, Lord Rudius.
Oh yeah? Well, I've been pretty famous at the Adventurers Guild, that's true. I guess you might have heard from me from another adventurer?
No, from my little sister. You once healed her wounds without asking anything in return.
Once? I echoed questioningly.
I heard it was last winter, and you were helping clearing the snow.
Oh, something like that had happened, come to think of it.
Adventurers are kind to us when we dress up like this, put on makeup and touch skin into skin, but many of them tend to be quite violent otherwise, particularly towards the young understudies here, who have no money, whose clothes are in tatters, who are often mistaken for orphans. Many adventurers don't stop to consider that, though those children get older, they be willing to take patrons, that those very same adventurers may become their customers. A filthy orphan in the back streets and a beautiful woman accepting patrons at a brothel seemed worlds apart. And if I had bothered to look closer, I might have realized that the children who bathed me earlier looked like the urchins I sometimes spotted in the back alleys during the day. I think you might be right. I admit, I thought they were orphans too. But you were different than the rest, she insisted. You sought nothing in return and helped you thought was a penniless orphan out of the kindness of your heart. You are an incredible person. That's been there's been talks that some girls would go the extra distance to please you if you happen to visit them in the future.
This definitely had been lip service. I was sure. Still, it was nice to hear.
I am sure the other girls will be jealous once they hear I was the one who got to sleep with you.
Yeah, sure. Can I have another glass?
Yes, certainly. But you mustn't drink yourself into a stupor, you know?
Oh, hold on.
But you mustn't drink yourself into a stupor, you know? We have so much time left tonight. Rather than enjoying the liquor, why don't you try enjoying me instead?
Oh, of course, yes. After eating and drinking, my brain felt sufficiently added with alcohol. As for Elise, she sat by my side the entire time, glued to my arm, her hand caressing my thigh all the way up to the base of my leg, while saying,
Does it taste good? And
Yes.
you can certainly hold your liquor.
"What's up?"
I said, yes.
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 It does taste good, and it looks
Yes.
good, and what I'm seeing looks good too. Heyo.
Yes.
Can we start now? I asked finally.
Certainly.
Elise released my arm, while she'd been clinging to the entire time, and stepped in front of me.
Would you like to undress me yourself?
What? Oh, no, that's fine.
Very well.
The way she moved as she stripped off her garments was so seductive that it was bewitching.
Now then, Lord Rudius, to the bed.
Her naked body kept me rooted in place as I fumbled at my own clothes. Once they were off, I followed her invitation and joined her on top of the mattress.
I will do my utmost to please you.
Hold on.
I will do my utmost to please you.
There we go. Get the actual read in there. The ASMR read in there. Yeah, everyone paying attention to chat now? You certainly weren't before. You do are now. Anyway, the whole situation was so sensual, it felt like an illusion. As if I was in a dream. It was enough to make me believe, oh yeah, I can definitely do this. But with all those dots, simply put, it didn't work.
I'm so sorry I wasn't able to be of use to you. The moment I got in bed with her, Elise immediately realized my problem. She then proceeded to apologize profusely, asking if I would prefer to choose someone else to be with. It wasn't a bad idea, but would have felt guilty. So I explained my circumstances. That made her determined to help me, using every technique she possessed, including some not listed in my selected itinerary. Honestly, she was wonderful. It felt great. I got a clear taste of what a professional skills were like. However, the physical sensations led nowhere. My buddy remained ever silent, almost as if his two boys below had been cut off. Oh god, I had a bad image in
Yeesh.
my head. Ugh. In fact, the more we tried, the emptier I felt. The further we seemed from discovering the source of the problem. Then our time was up. No, Miss Elise, you did your best, I assured her. Even so, Oh no, what should I do? I'll pay the fee for the things that weren't listed as well, if you tell me the cost. No, you don't have to worry about that. I did that because I genuinely wanted to help you. True, I hadn't asked for her to do those things, but I got a clear sense that she normally wouldn't have done them without the appropriate compensation, though. Are you sure? I asked, uncomfortable. Oh, I meant what I said to you earlier. Some of us swore we would put in more effort to please you if you were to come here. I couldn't hide my disbelief. Oh, really? I heard you were still quite young, however. Oh, well, I heard you were still quite young, however. So I didn't think you would be coming here for some time, confessed Elise. A mix of flattery and truth, then. I'll take your word for it, I decided. Oh, excuse me. But then, since it's true that I wasn't able to satisfy you, would you at least permit me to escort you outside the pleasure district? Sure. As prompted, I left the room with her as we walked together down the narrow hallway. Halfway down it, I felt someone behind us and glanced over my shoulder. I spotted some young girls slipping into the bedroom we just left. They carried cleaning supplies, and I guess they were in charge of tidying the room once customers were finished. I recognized one of them. Pretty sure she was the girl whose frostbite I had healed. I guess what you said earlier really was true, I remarked in surprise. You didn't believe me? I thought it was just lip service. When I answered her honestly, she just coiled her fingers around my upper arm and stroked it. To tell the truth, it partly was. I figured. But 10 years from now, when that girl starts taking customers of her own, I'm sure what she will give you will be sincerity, not flattery. Was she trying to convince me to become a repeat customer? I decided to take her word with a grain of salt as we made our way back to the lobby. We couldn't convince the clerk to waive my fees. Waive my fees. However, on Elise's personal request, I was given additional time with her. Though anything she did during the span would be without compensation. I'm told Lord Sodat is drinking next door. I followed. Oh, I'm told Lord Sodat is drinking next door. I followed Elise's direction and wandered to the neighboring bar. Since it was operated by the same company, I can get there by walking through this building rather than stepping back outside. Perhaps those weren't for sex, came instead to drink, along fledgling escorts who were old enough to do the work, but not ready to take customers of their own. Here, apprentices of the art could practice and refine their conversational skills until they could flatter as naturally as Elise. Of course, they were probably given guidance elsewhere to develop their other skills. So that's when I told him, just one blow. That's all I need to wipe out these beasts in front of us. You guys just focus on the enemies to our sides and flank. Oh, Lord Soda, you're so sexy. I'm sorry.
I'm sorry.
Are you okay?
Just the timing on that is,
Oh,
oh, Laura Soda, you're so sexy.
Give me a second.
Like, she just
That was
puked.
great. That was beautiful.
I did that more
I
because
know
I
that wasn't
hated the voice I
intentional, but
gave
just the
her,
timing
but
was so funny. It was good. That was good.
oh
Thank you.
god, no,
That
no,
was
no, you're
wonderful.
no problem. Oh god, I
That
cringed
was
so
wonderful.
hard.
It's okay.
Oh.
It was a good. It was a happy accident or happy. What do you call
You
it?
know what? That's all I asked for.
Yeah, it was good.
I think I need a drink after that one.
No, you don't. Keep
Yeah,
going.
you're right. All right.
yeah, you do. Ugh,
God damn. Okay, hold on. Ugh.
Yeah, you do think I'm sexy. Yeah, you do think I'm sexy, don't you? Soda was was in the back, enjoying his drink while two girls attended to him. When he saw me approach, he immediately stood. Oh, Quagmire! How'd it go? She tried a number of different techniques on me, but nothing worked. Ah, so it was a dud. Sodat scratched at his head and heaved a sigh. How the hell should we fix this? He folded his arms, apparently mowing it over. But I had already given up. In fact, it felt as though my heart might shatter if I kept trying in vain. Hey, you. What do you think? Sodat turned the conversation to Ellis. Me? She asked, surprised. I'm afraid I don't have an answer, beyond regretting that I couldn't be more help. Sodat remained undetermined. How did he compare to How did he compare to your other customers? Was there anything that stuck out to you? Elise was stunned. Couldn't possibly compare him to other customers. That would be. Come on, just say it. Soda urged roughly as her gaze quickly filtered, nope, flitted between, flitted between the two of us. Lord Rudius seems to be, well, frightened of women. He came across as very timid whenever he talked to me, looked at me, or touched me. Go on. Perhaps if his partner were someone he didn't have to be afraid of. Someone he could be certain wouldn't hate him no matter how things turned out. He might be able to do it. You got anything like that? He looked at me. I shook my head. For a moment, I pictured Roxy in my mind, but that was hopeless. Roxy was the person I most respected in the entire world, and therefore the number one person I didn't want to hate me. In other words, the exact opposite what Elise was proposing. I didn't think that's something he'd find will. I don't think that's something he'll. Oh, I'm sorry. I don't think that's something he will find immediately. It's something that has to build gradually over time, Elise added. Yes, I figured. I drank as I listened in on their conversation. Sodat remained serious as he discussed the situation with Elise and continued to consider the matter. Well, let's just drink up for now. Drink enough to knock you flat on your ass. As encouragement, I took a seat. Pardon, sirs, it's about time for us to be closing. Ah, already that late, huh? I hummed back at Sodat. As the two of us got on our feet, Elise wove her arms around mine. Allow me to see you off. We paid our bill and headed out the door. At some point, the darkness had started giving way to the light as dawn began to break. It had been dawn when I returned to the city after rescuing Sarah, as well. A bitter memory now. Ugh. We really chugged down that alcohol. A little too much, Sodat said. Yeah, I agreed with him. We drank a ton, gulped it down until we were wasted. Now my feet stumbled and the world spun around me. I didn't know which way was forward, Down may have well been up, and I couldn't tell right from left. I took advantage of my state to cop a feel of Elise's ass. Hey, Rudius, Sodat said. What? You know, well, when I was in a labyrinth, I try not to rush things. Hmm? I listened, even as I wondered what the heck he was talking about all of a sudden. See, the further you go into a labyrinth, the stronger the monsters you're gonna find, he explained. Sometimes the bastards even team up with each other. If you panic and run in there blind, you're just gonna get your ass handed to you. So you take your time fighting the monsters on the first few floors so that you can get settled into your formation and get used to things. This is really effective, okay? Because lots of those monsters crop up again on the other floors. Yeah, effective. Got it. So, should one observe your opponent's movement on the previous floor, grow accustomed to how they battled, and then move on to the next, right? Yeah, that would be effective. What's her name again? Sarah? Don't you think you two did things way too fast? Fast? What do you mean? My words were slurred altogether. Yeah, I mean, I'm pretty quick in bed, but I don't know if you could really say the same about Eris. That's not really what I mean. He waved a hand dismissively. Sounded like she was ready for this. But you needed to take some time mentally to prepare yourself, you know? Yeah, I disagreed. It was nothing to do with being prepared. I told you, didn't I? She didn't mean it like that. 'Twas obligation. That was the only reason she slept with me. Nope. If you asked me, that archer really did seem to have the hots for you. Neither of us could articulate our thoughts properly, but we were still somehow having this conversation. What with Sodat on about, though? Sarah had the hots for me? So what? She only said what she said to hide her embarrassment. Or she only said what she said to hide her embarrassment? In retrospect, it did sound like a bit tsundere. Nah, that couldn't be it. If she really did have those feelings for me, she wouldn't have called me a disaster. Well, you still got time, yeah? Meet her again. Take it casually. And try talking to her if nothing ever happened. If that works, then bit by bit you can open up to her a bit. Let her in, yeah? Yeah, I guess so. My mind, heavy with alcohol, began to turn in thought. He was right. I wouldn't know for sure if I didn't try talking to her. That was the lesson I learned from talking to him. In fact, communication really was key to us humans. Very well, I finally said. I will make an attempt to engage with her, either this evening or dawn the next day. I was pretty sure the members of Counter Arrow had mentioned leaving early this morning for a mission. Judging by how bright the sky was, they had probably left quite a while ago, yeah? Wait, wasn't I supposed to be going with them? Oops. Looks like I was a no-show then. Well, I'm afraid this is as far as I am able to accompany you, Lord Rudius. Will you be all right? Eris disentangled herself as we approached the exit to the pleasure district. The absence of her soft breasts and warmth left my body feeling lonely. Yeah, I'll be fine. I'll be just fine. I am a magician. I could use detoxification, I declared. Are you really sure you'll be all right? Yep, fine. But Elise, just one more last time. Could I touch your chest? She was quiet for a moment. Yes, be my guest. Yeah, thanks. I squished them in my hands a wee bit. The buddy between my legs remained his droopy self, though. Yep, he was down there crouching. After all. You ha- After all, you had to crouch in order to leap up high. He was just preparing for that. Yeah, really. That was all it was. Crouching. Though I wasn't able to please you today, I hope you will come see me again. Elise planted a kiss on my cheek, retreating a few steps, and bowed before she left. Got it, I answered, even though I knew I likely wouldn't be returning. Maybe if I managed to fix my problem, maybe then the next time I got to feel those breasts, my buddy down there would actually spring to life. I turned to Sodat. Well, time to go home. Yeah, make sure you talk to her. Yeah, I know. My adventure in the Pleasure District hadn't fixed anything, but it didn't feel like it had been a waste of money. My time with Elise had brought me some comfort, at least. Even if I didn't feel electricity race down my spine, I still got to enjoy the softness of her breasts. Do you really get it, though? Sodat asked, doubtfully. Actually, today, I'm gonna... He stopped in his tracks partway through a sentence. Yeah, I get it, I barked. Sheesh. You really won't let it go. Even if it doesn't work. Meh. I should be the one saying no thanks to a flat-chested chick like that. Women are only good if they're like Elise and have some bounce going on in their chest area. No reply. Come on, Sodat. You agree, don't you? I mean, us going shopping and eating together. It was stupid. Like, we were playing house here or what? Quagmire, I think you better leave it at that. Leave it at what? Just a simple fact. Sarah is a kid, at least is a proper grown woman. I finally glanced over at Sodat, wondering what it was he was trying to say. His eyes was fixed on something in front of him, and he wore a, oh shit, look on his face. I followed his gaze and saw two women standing there. One was Susan, clad in her steel breastplate and gauntlets, looking ready to set off on an adventure. The other was Sarah. She simply looked prepared to set off, but her eyes were swollen and ringed with dark circles, almost as if she'd spend the night crying. They were also looking at me, with shock and dismay on their faces. Shit! I thought as Sarah came at me. Her steps were short, swift. Sarah? Wait, that's not what I meant to say just now. My voice was caught in my throat at the expression on her face. I swallowed back my words. Oop. Sarah's gaze was cold as ice, as if she were wearing a non-mask. No mask? No mask.
No mask, yeah. NOH.
No mask.
Yeah.
Elise had quickly stepped away as she approached. Lap. Hold on. I don't know if that's going to pick up on mic there, whatever. A dry smack echoed across the quiet streets of the Pleasure District. My head swirled with the impact, and my cheek burned where she struck me. You're scum! Never show your face to me again! I heard her say, my head still turned away. By the time I looked back, she already raced over to Susan, who had an intense look on her face as well. That was unacceptable, Susan said quietly, though it was loud enough for me to hear. She put a hand on Sarah's shoulder, and the two left together. I had no idea what had just happened. In a split second, I sobered completely. When I looked over at Sodat, he had his head tilted back with his palm placed over his face. There was one thing I did understand. I had just been rejected completely. There was no mistaking it. What I said was the alcohol talking. But that didn't matter to Sarah. She heard what I said and decided she never wanted to see me again. As adventurers, we were bound to run into each other at the Adventurers Guild. I was sure she would look at me with disgust every time we did now, and perhaps Susan would too. Not just her, but Timothy and Patrice as well. Now, they would be the ones to regret me
or they would be the ones to regard me with the invulsion that Sodat once had. I sank to my knees. I couldn't stand. Uh, this was it. I couldn't do it anymore. I spent a whole year with them and finally started to become friends. But this was how it all ended. No more. I should die. I took a knife from my pocket and put it to the base of my neck. Something instantly hit my wrist, and I dropped the blade. Sodat had struck me with the side of his hand. Idiot! Don't be hasty. This was just a misunderstanding. Here you almost slept together. Here you almost slept together. Then she sees you coming out of the pleasure district with an escort, and you were talking shit about her. Of course she's gonna get the wrong idea. Besides, the fact that they were still here means that they must have been looking for you. Hurry up and run after them. Go explain things. You can still set it right. Well, stop digging around. Stand up and get going. None of that even matters anymore. That's it. It's the end. I don't want to do it anymore. As I choked out a sob, Sodat slapped me on the shoulder. Then why don't you go home now instead? You don't want to work it out with your mom and dad, but at least let them take care of you. Wait. You said your mom. You said your mom was missing. Where was your dad again? The Asura Kingdom? Milis. The holy country of Milis. As part of the Vatoa search and rescue squad. Then I guess that won't work. That's pretty far away. Sodat scratched the back of his head and humped in thought. Going home was certainly one option. After this bruising, I didn't have the willpower to go on by myself anymore. It might be good to go back to where Paul was and spend my time looking after Norn and Aisha, together with Lilia. I couldn't do anything by myself. I was mature enough, mentally speaking, but this was all amounting. This was all amounting to no matter how much. Fuck. Let me read that one again. Mentally speaking, but this was all I amounted to. No matter how much time went by, this was all I was capable of. Even so, home was too far away. It would take at least a year to reach Melis from here. Paul and the others might move elsewhere by then. We might even miss each other. There was no way I could drag along this shatter heart of mine and keep living in the meantime. It was hopeless. Well, how about coming with me? Sodat blurted out, just as I began to despair. Huh? An enormous labyrinth was discovered in the nearest Dukedom?
Yeah.
A couple parties within Thunderbolt got orders to conquer it. That includes us. So we're thinking about leaving today. You want to tag along? I was confused. They were leaving today? So that meant he'd spent the night before their departure looking out for me. But I don't want to enter anyone's. You don't gotta join our party. I'm just asking if you want to come with. If you're that terrified of seeing those guys again, you can go somewhere else and find new people, yeah? There are so many women out there that there are stars in the skies. What do you say? I slowly raised my head. Sodat was glancing down at me. As usual, his expression bordered on the edge of derision. The look in his eyes, however, was genuine. Why are you willing to go so far for me? He shrugged. No particular reason. But I thought you hated me. Yeah, that creepy smile of yours and that sickling polite speech was like some kind of saint. That crap really rubbed me the wrong way. I wanted to get you to drop the mask, but now I know all about what's going on with you. I get that you have valid reasons for acting the way you do. There's no reason to hate you anymore. So that was it. Sodat really didn't hate me anymore. I poked and prodded, and
Just when I thought you'd blown up at me, you started sobbing like a child. I feel like I messed up too. People have things they want to keep to themselves, you know? I knew that, but I kept pushing you anyway. I felt like I really misunderstood Sodat. There had been more than one occasion where I found myself wondering how a functioning party could possibly have a leader like him. But he turned out to be a much better person than I imagined. Well, yeah, sure, he had his faults too. In fact, his flaws were mostly what I had been exposed to so far. But his party members could laugh those off because they were well aware of his good points too. So what'll it be? Sodat asked as I mulled it over. For now, I just wanted to get away from here. The thought of running into Sarah because I'd hung around to drag my feet terrified me. I'll go. Please take me with you. I knew this amounted to running away, but I wanted to be free of this place. Even if I went to a new land, I had no intention of looking for someone new. I had to I had my fill of trying to get intimate with another person. So I wanted to fix my problem if I could, of course. But I was dead sure that leaving Rosenberg wasn't going to do it. Whatever. It was fine. I've gone without sex in my previous life. Giving up on it now wasn't going to kill me. Okay. Well, let's be off then. I gradually rose to my feet with Sodat's encouragement, looked at the rising sun, and swore to myself that never again would I rely on a single party. Now, Sarah. Meanwhile, or do we want to kind of stop here? What do you think, Richie? We're right at the hour mark, or I don't know.
We can stop here if you prefer.
Oh, I just didn't know if you thought we should or not. I don't know how long this next this chapter section is going to be.
Let's see. Well, this is the epilogue, and then you have an extra chapter. So I mean, here's the good news. You got us to 90%. Okay.
Yeah.
So if I get to the character concept stuff, that's page 253 out of. So we're at 226, trying to reach 253. Do you think you could finish this up in 30 minutes? That's the question.
We'll find out.
Let's see. Okay. It's over 25 pages. How many pages did you do in this one chapter? So we're at 226.
I'm not sure.
186.
His Bookwalker.
186. So you did over 25 pages, but it took you over an hour.
You think we should stop here then?
Probably.
Okay, that's fine.
If we'd actually started on time, you probably could have finished this, yeah.
Yeah, that's fair. We goofed around a lot earlier.
Yeah. I mean, at least this time it wasn't an hour of food puns, so. No.
Was that on one time I was reading? I don't remember that.
Nobody
actually.
was ready for that.
No, we just literally did an hour of food puns. Like, that was a thing that we just.
Oh, yeah.
Did.
And then we never read, right?
Nope.
No, we read. Just it took us forever to get to it.
Yeah. We did. It's just, you know, it was a minute.
We had it was a hot toasty minute. Yeah.
Sometimes you shouldn't say words.
Damn.
Yeah. Sometimes you just shouldn't.
I said a lot of words tonight.
Words. Yeah, some of them were actually the correct ones.
Yeah.
Yeah.
I did it.
My whole
I
thing
got
is,
through
like,
the
if
good
you're gonna
part,
talk
and then
shit-
immediately the worst part of this whole volume.
That's
at
why
the
I didn't
same
want to
time.
read it. I fucking hate this part.
I think the first half of it, and then we got to Sarah and it's like, oh.
Yeah, the Sarah part, I'm just like, nah, I'm good. I'm good.
Is it weird that I also like, ever since like I was hearing like Quagmire as Soda referring to him as Quagmire or whatever, I was picturing Quagmire as as Soda.
Giggity go. That
Yeah,
I
gonna
mean,
hit-
it
yeah,
makes
like, I
sense
was
for
just
how the
imagining-
damn short story starts.
Yeah.
Yeah. So that is just Quagmire in my brain.
Jesus Christ.
And weirdly enough, Rudy is Brian.
Quagmire. I was gonna say Rudy is Quagmire. I
know.
think you get it backwards, my guy.
No. Well, yeah, like I know in the story, yeah, but like Soda in my mind is Quagmire from Family Guy.
Giggity, giggity, giggity. Let's have sex.
I mean, he's not that far off when you think about it.
My dude. I mean, by that logic, no one in this show is that far off.
Yep.
That is, that is fair.
Yeah. Alrighty.
Yep, you're welcome. I got you through the worst of this.
I don't think that's how that works, but okay.
Is it not? Is there more?
It's
I mean, we
it's
were all the way through the
man,
chapter.
It's like, look what I found. You didn't find it. I found it. Look what I took credit for finding.
For finding. Look what I took credit for. Look what I read us through.
Look what I made. Made this?
You made
I
this?
made this.
I made this.
Yeah.
He made
This is
this.
mine. I wrote my name
I
on it.
did.
See?
What's what the I did? We did.
Our victory. Our kill.
What do you want, little girl?
Our victory
Your
royale.
ass. I'm never gonna not
Specifically
laugh at
Elise's.
that. That's always gonna make me laugh from now on. Your ass. God damn. Fucking.
I rode to town on an
Shit.
ass.
Oh, shit.
Your mama's
You mean-
ass.
You mean Liam Neeson's?
Yes.
Liam Neeson's? Hey.
It was
Yeah.
taken for granted. Anyway.
No, more of a, you know, this episode I feel was more of a Naked Gun.
Yeah.
Kill. But yeah. If you guys have not seen the trailer for the new Naked Gun movie, please do. It's so funny. It's so funny.
Honestly, Sonic, do you know what the Naked Gun movies are?
No, but I do know it's Liam Neeson, and he's doing this play.
The new one is-
original, the new one is. The originals were Leslie Nielsen as the main guy.
Oh no,
He's
sadly
freaking
no.
hilarious. Oh, dude, Leslie Nielsen is fucking comedy gold. But it was Leslie Nielsen in the originals, and funny enough, O.J. Simpson.
Oh.
Yep.
Yep.
That was a fun fact I learned yesterday.
Yeah. You're like, you just thought it was
So,
just some
hey,
guy.
yeah.
yeah.
In my defense, the way I was thinking that joke was like, oh, they're making a joke because of how terrible
racial
some
joke.
jokes were. Yeah.
A racial joke.
I
No,
thought
no,
they
no.
were doing like a racial joke or something
No,
shit. And I'm like,
it's
oh,
because-
okay, now.
No, it's because it's O.J. Simpson.
And then it's like, oh, you know, that makes so much more sense.
I love that so many people got that mood. That was the one joke that Moon still laughed at, but it went over his head. And I'm like, damn it! Of all the ones, man, I would have thought you'd recognize O.J. Simpson, but I guess he's been out of the zeitgeist for too long. Nobody remembers him.
The only thing I know about OJ, ironically enough, is his name, which is funny because I'm terrible with names.
How about
Of course, then again, it's literally
That's
two
because he's
fucking
named-
letters.
That's because he's named after a drink, my guy.
Exactly.
Yeah, it's easy to remember. Alrighty. That being said, we finished things up here. I'm gonna go play more video games with Revan. We were playing the Division.
pretty
If
good.
he's down to continue playing, I want to keep playing the Division 2 with him. That being
Sounds
said,
nice.
let's look for someone to raid. Who do we have?
Let's get right into the news,
into the news.
into the raids.
Into the raids. Raids here. Raid. Who can we? Oh, they're playing the Outer Wilds.
No one raids like Gaston.
That's true. You know what? We're gonna raid Yui, just because it's so funny. Wait. Hold on. Somebody just raided Yui. So here we go. Oh,
Double
so
raid.
Ultra Dogman just raided with one viewer, which is awesome. But yeah, we're gonna raid
Ultra
Yui.
Dog
Everybody-
Man. Oh, we got
Ultra
like dog
Man.
raid.
You got dog raid. So go send Yui some love with a dog pile raid.
Doggity dog
Almost said
raid.
a fat pile raid. That would have been so weird. A dog pile raid. Bye everybody.
Bye.
Unless anybody has like a specific outro. Oh yeah, check out the FAQ video, please. Please. Just because we're tired of trying to
Bring it back.
respond to the same questions over and over. So here they are. Please check out the video. Also, Moon's review of Haikyuu and our review of the first episode of The Beginning After the End, also known as T-Bait. Please watch it. There you go. That's it. Take care. Love you all. Bye-bye.
Bye.
Bye.
Later.